Chances are, all you care about is what number is here. But what does the rest of it all mean? Hey everyone, and welcome to The Savvy Squaddy. In this video, I will be explaining the different parts of the online pay statement using my own one as an example. Now, yours may look different to mine. Maybe you get paid more or less. Perhaps you receive allowances that I don't like, home to duty. But either way, the fundamentals of the pay statement are the same. So let's get into it. At the top are the numbers everyone cares about, especially the top right one. But starting from the left, this is your monthly gross pay. That means it's your monthly pay before tax and other deductions. In the middle then are your total deductions. This covers everything from tax to PAX. If it comes out before the money hits your bank account, then it appears as a deduction here. Then on the right is your net monthly pay, which is the amount you get to take home and spend on shit. Moving down, the next line is pretty straightforward as it's your name, rank, unit, which like mine might have an asterisk in it, and that just means as recorded on JPA. There is also the period at which you are being paid for, the date of payment, and the page number. Depending on how many deductions or allowances you have, might see you have more than one page. Next down is your national insurance number, which might also have an asterisk instead of the number. This is unique to you and is used to make sure the national insurance contributions and tax that you pay are recorded against your name only. Then there is your service number, and after that your spine/level of max available. This is pretty much your rank and the level in which you sit within that rank, which determines your pay. OR stands for other ranks, and it is a NATO code that attempts to match every member country's military rank to corresponding ranks used by other members. That way, when working with other nations, it's easier to distinguish the chain of command. OF is used for officers, so as a corporal, my NATO code is OR4, and I'm currently level 3 of 5. And then at the end of this line is payroll type, and another asterisk is in there. This would be what payroll you are on, whether that be regular or reserves, and can also show Navy, Army or RAF. Next down the line, and first up, is tax basis, and within that, it will probably say cumulative. This just means that your tax is collected on a year-to-date basis, as opposed to as and when you get paid. Because we are paid a salary and not as and when, then it should be cumulative. Next to that is the tax code, and this can be different for many people depending on certain things. A lot of you might find that yours says 1257L. This is just saying that your tax-free allowance is £12,570, and the L just means that you are entitled to basic tax-free allowance. Mine is slightly different as I have marriage tax allowance, which gives me 10% of my wife's tax-free allowance and adds it onto mine. This is why my number is higher, and I have an M instead of an L. This keeps an extra £250 per year in my pocket. Watch my video on it to learn more. After that is national insurance category. Yours could be different, but most people will be A. This letter is used to determine how much national insurance you need to contribute. For example, if you're a veteran and are in your first job since leaving the armed forces, then yours should be V. Then at the end is uniform tax relief. This doesn't apply to any junior ranks, but seniors and officers will have this populated. It is very similar to the laundry tax relief, which I cover in a bit, but because seniors and officers have other extra clothing they require because of their rank, they get this tax relief. You can see a comparison between mine and a friend who is a senior. Next section down is the balances current period part. This shows the balance of your monthly gross pay, balance at which the national insurance is calculated from, and the balance at which income tax can be calculated from. But both of these figures do not include the tax-free allowance, as that is part of the calculation. PTD just means period to date, pretty much the month you're getting paid for. The next to that is balances current tax year. This is the same as the previous bit, but instead of just that pay period, it's year to date. Just remember that it means financial year, which starts in April. It also shows you how much income tax you have paid year to date as well. Split amount is how much that you have asked for your pay to be split across more than one bank account. All my net pay goes into one account, which is why there is only one number. But you can have up to 4 different accounts if you want. Pay method shows the way in which the payment is made. This will probably say BACS, which stands for Bank Automated Clearing System, which just means the pay goes straight into your bank account. Next to that is the exchange rate. As my money is paid into a UK bank account, then the exchange rate is £1. But if you split your wage and part of it goes into an international account, then the exchange rate for that currency would show up here. Then it's the sort code and account number of where the money is going, and at the end is the payment amount. This is in the currency of the country in which the bank your wage is paid into is located. The line underneath is exactly the same as the amounts at the very top of the statement. The next section is pay and allowances. This is where your basic pay and any allowances you have show up. The total then equals your gross pay. You can see on mine I have LSA and LOA, and that is because as I make this I am deployed, so I have a bit of extra money this month. Then next to that we have charges and deductions. This is where you can see what and how much is taken out of your pay before it hits your bank. Going down mine, the first one is CLOT. This is contribution in lieu of council tax that I pay for my accommodation. Then it's my national insurance contribution payment and then my garage rent. I currently pay service days pays given, which is a voluntary contribution which you can pay towards your unit, and I will be making a video on that in the future. And under that is the accommodation charge for the quarter I currently live in with my family. And finally, my pay as you earn income tax. If it's deducted from your wage before it gets paid, then it shows up here. Directly beneath that are other balances. This can show a number of different things, but with mine it's showing me my employer's total national insurance contribution year to date, and it also shows my total LSA days and my laundry tax relief year to date. Because we are required to wear a uniform for work, but our employer does not pay to maintain or launder it, we can claim the tax back on that. For regular soldiers, HMRC agreed to £100 per year, which equals £8.33 per month, which appears with a minus because it's getting paid back to us. Because this is accounted for in our pay, you'll find it difficult to put a claim through. Then the final section to the left is pay information. This gives you a bit more detail about how your pay comes together, your accommodation details, and it can give you other information that is useful and might affect your pay. For example, on mine at the moment it is informing me of the 1.25% uplift in national insurance contributions. If you aren't sure what that entails, I have made a video about the national insurance changes, a link for that is below. You can also see that my basic pay is my annual salary. This is then made up of three things: a core salary, my supplement rate, and then X factor. There are 4 supplement levels, one being the lowest. The higher the level, the more money you get paid. The more technical and skilled jobs tend to be higher levels. Then X factor is 14.5% of your core salary plus your supplement level pay. X factor is a pensionable addition which is intended to recognise the special conditions of military life as compared with civilian employment. There are a number of components that come into it which I will not go into in this video, but one of them, for example, is hours of work. As we are under a contractual requirement to be available for duty 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, then we are compensated for that under the X factor. And the rest of mine is just specific details on the type of accommodation I have. And then that's it for my pay statement. As I said earlier, yours will look different, but the fundamentals are the same. If there is something on there you don't understand or don't think you should be paying, then get in touch with your HR. If you made it this far, then thank you. I know the majority of us are just interested in how much you would be hitting the bank at the start of the month, but understanding your pay statement will help you notice when something is wrong earlier, and understanding how your pay is calculated will aid you better when it comes to looking for civvy jobs and comparing pay. You might even notice 1 or 2 things in your deductions that you don't actually want to pay anymore, like service days pays given, sports lottery, or packs. This could then save you some money each month, but you won't know this unless you actually scrutinise your pay statement and understand what you're actually paying for. I hope you've learned something new from this video. If you have, then let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you just saw, please hit the subscribe button up there, and if you want to see some more videos, click over there. See you soon.